I think we're live. It says so. Are you live, Heather?
I am. Last time I looked. Yes.
Hello. Hello, good evening, everybody. We've got a few people in. Who have we got in? What have we got? Oh, we've got Red Wing. Hello. Oh, excuse me. Aim at chips too quick. Got Red Wing. Hello, good evening. Hope you're well. And Wibble Chick. Hi, Chris. Hello. How are you? Hope you're well this evening. And how are you, Heather?
I'm good. I've had a trip to the dentist, so
we're back to the list thing then.
Well, that's going to at least until November. So sorry, folks.
It is what it is. It's doing what it's supposed to do at the end of the day, isn't it? And that's the most important thing, definitely. So you're on the water. I'm on the ginger witch.
Ooh,
cheers.
Envious.
And rather a busy day today, so I'm taking the moment to relax. I literally I didn't get home till about 7:15, and stopped at the chip shop on the way home. And I thought, right, I'm going to treat myself to chips. So I got the biggest portion of chips you've ever seen. It was half a paddy field, actually.
Oh dear. You're going to be in tomorrow then?
And the next day. It's rather variable. Different places have different ideas of a large portion of chips, don't they?
They do. Very small.
This would have been quite a large portion for a family of 8, actually.
Maybe they thought you looked super hungry.
Exactly. This poor woman. Yeah, definitely. She definitely needs feeding up.
Yeah.
Going to fade away any moment. Or just one blow and she'll wisp away.
Exactly. Fall over like the cat does.
So, yes. They were jolly nice, actually. Thoroughly enjoyed those. Treated myself. I can't remember the last time I got anything from a takeaway shop. It's about a year, I think.
Well, exactly.
I'm the only one for doing that. So, yeah, it was nice. Oh, dear. So, yes, I've had rather a busy day. I've been modelling for a painter today up in London.
Amazing.
London. And he's into kind of like feminist rights movements and activism and that kind of stuff. Can't see who's that. Evening, relaxing out of me. Hello, good evening. Yeah, so he's very much into women's rights, feminism, activism, and that kind of stuff. And he's got this new painting series that he's doing, and it was really empowering. So there's various poses, relaxing with an AK-47, like you do.
What else?
I usually find the arm of my sofa quite relaxing.
Yes. Yeah.
Slightly more relaxing than an AK-47, it has to be said, but needs must.
Oh, dear.
Mind you, I broke it. That was a bit embarrassing.
Oh.
Only me.
Oops. I appear to have broken your gun.
So clearly it wasn't a real one.
Well,
and funny, I think it was partly in case I shot him by mistake. So clearly you just never know, do you? So it wasn't a real one, and he'd ordered one from Tinternet, which was 20 centimeters too small. It wasn't, it wasn't the right thing. So we got it from some props department, and I think they were quite happy to loan it out because it was wobbly in the middle. Now I don't believe.
It wasn't just you. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm trying to pass the blame here.
Yeah, clearly.
But yeah, so I sort of held it at a funny angle, and all of a sudden it just sort of oh, I'm so sorry. Highly embarrassing that was. And fortunately we managed to sort of get it put back together again. Certain amount of chewing gum involved, but it's great for shooting around corners. It's brilliant.
Not your normal working day, is it?
But the best part of all was that before I'd gone there, and I'd spoken to him about all the ins and outs of what he wanted me to do and so on. I told him that I was a witch because I tell everybody in case people are shocked or whatever. I just like get it over and done with. And he's like, excellent. And he'd done a series of things to do with witches and empowerment and so on. And he was really knowledgeable on witches and stuff, which was really nice. And it's not his thing, but he was knowledgeable. But what was really nice was that he wanted to restart, like kind of like do a second series of paintings, starting with me.
Yeah.
Great, what was that? So yeah, so I put on my best witchy frock, and I took some of my nice witchy bits and bobs with me, and sort of, you know, incense and water and pestle and yeah, things like that. Sort of had them laid out, and then yeah. So you never know, might see it at some point. So yeah, but he has things in the or has had, I should say, some paintings in the National Portrait Gallery. So you never know, might see life-size version of yours truly sitting in the National Portrait Gallery. That'd be a shock to the system, won't it?
It would be quite an icon.
I know her.
Well,
She's a weird one off YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, so it was an absolute blast. It really was. It was so empowering. It really was. And that's what he wanted. You know, he wanted to kind of, you know, make it empowering and so on. And it really, really was. So yeah.
wow.
So I'm really looking forward to the end result now. So
Yeah, you want to see.
what I'll do is I'll try and remember, and I can put some links up for other paintings that he's done. He's really, really good. He's very talented. So I'll put some links up for some other paintings and things that he's done and so on, link to his website and stuff. So yeah, it's a really nice chap too, French chap, very nice. So yeah, I know. So what a day. Yeah, absolutely. It really was. Worst part was going to go to Hackney.
Well, yes, yes.
That's not so much fun. Blackwall Tunnel and all that.
Yeah, I didn't think that would be fun.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be fair. But then I was expecting it to be nigh on hell, and it wasn't quite, so it was all right.
Well, you weren't disappointed.
No. Yeah, leave it there as I did about 5:30. I was like, oh, this is a really big mistake at this time of night.
Yeah,
but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Could have been much, much worse. So, yeah. But no, good fun had by all.
Fantastic. Wow.
So enough of me. What have you been up to this week?
Well, nothing so exciting.
Oh.
I've got new glasses, new teeth on the way. It's all new. The usual buying, bagging, posting, finding, treasure hunting. Yeah, and I've got a messy office. I need to sort this lot out because I don't mind a certain amount of organised chaos. I'm not somebody who's sort of stupidly tidy, no, not even smartly tidy. So this is getting a bit silly now. It's like there's very little of the floor that I can actually see because so I need to do some filing and tidy it all away again.
Yeah, you need a sort of channel to get from point A to point B, don't you? And if you start being deviated from point A to B via point C, that's when it's...
And there's a degree of messiness which just goes beyond when you really... It just gets annoying. So tomorrow, photography and tidying. So very mundane, very practical. But I can't get a clear head to think about things if I haven't got a reasonably organised space. Yeah. And I find that's true, whether that's magically or practically. You have to have some clarity in order to be able to work effectively.
You can't see through the chaos. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Actually, I had a huge prompt to sort things out at the weekend because it's one of those things that, like, I've been putting it off, and it's, I will do that, I must do that, move things about a bit, and haven't proper sorted things out. And then a very, very, very bizarre thing happened on Saturday, and I still can't quite get my head around it, and I don't think I'm quite at the bottom of it yet. And on the surface of it, it's very, very small, but it seems, in my opinion, to be quite a large thing. And what it was that I was watching on Facebook, was watching a very short little video clip of a squirrel. And this squirrel it's a wild squirrel, and it had befriended a lady, American lady, on Facebook, and she'd started videoing it because he'd come and was trying to get in the house, and she was giving him almonds, and she I should say, was quite friendly and was taking almonds quite gently by hand. And 2 minutes into this 3-minute video, I suddenly heard this scratching sound, like mad scrabbling scratching sound. Looked up just in front of me, and my window's there, looked up just in front of me, and there's a squirrel scrabbling on the window, and then he ran across my window box. I'm like,
Ooh, squirrel.
that's a bit weird. In the 3 minutes out of any given day, he's chosen that day. I've never seen him before. I don't normally have squirrels in the garden because of the cats, but he chose that particular 3 minutes while I was watching a video about squirrels scrabbling on the window to come in. And I'm like, so I went outside, cat followed. Went outside, and he was sitting on my little shelving thing that I've got there like this. Then he spotted Bert and shot off. But it's like, now what do squirrels mean?
What's that about?
What's all that about? Because the synchronicity and the timing of it was just too perfect. If I'd seen him sitting on the fence some later point in the day, then okay, seen a squirrel here, bit of a coincidence. But within that 3 minute time slot, literally smack bang in the middle of watching this little tiny video, he chose that minute to not just be in the tree and flap his tail about and me for him to, just notice him. He was literally scrabbling on the window that made me look up. So obviously there was the whole thing. I need to do a bit more digging, but there's the whole thing about sort of hoarding and making sure that you've got stuff and supplies and so on for the winter.
It's the long-term plans. That's what it is.
Yeah, long-term plans and all the rest of it. But also in the short term, it's sort of clearing the clutter and making space. And I'm like, right, that's it. I'm doing a car boot sale tomorrow, and anything that's not going in the car boot sale is going to the charity shop. So that's what I did. Did the car boots, put it all in the car. Everything I wanted to get rid of all went in the car. Some of which I got rid of at the charity shop, and the rest of it I got at the car boot sale, and the rest of it I got rid of Monday afternoon, all in one fell swoop. I have an empty car. It's amazing.
Wow. And you have space.
Yeah. Sorry?
You have space.
Well, I wouldn't call it space.
Room for manoeuvre.
That's something that's rather lacking here, but no. But no, it was just stuff that was hanging about that I didn't want. I had it bagged up for ages to get rid of anyway and hadn't done. So it's like, it's gone. All gone. So thank you, Squirrely, wherever you might be. You forced me into action. But it was bizarre. Even now, and it's sort of several days later, and I'm still thinking, what are the chances of that?
Synchronicity.
Don't we just love a little bit of synchronicity?
But it's absolutely vital. And the difference is remembering to listen to those things, to take notice and to act, rather than just going, oh, it's nothing. Because, that's what people tend to do, especially when they're being very rational. But it's a much deeper thing when stuff happens and you think, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention.
Yeah. If I'd been watching a video about, I don't know, trees or tortoises or truffles, then or anything beginning with a T. If I'd been watching a video about anything else, or hoovering or cooking or something like that, I would have thought that was a little strange that he was scrabbling at the window. But it was the fact that I was watching a squirrel video, specifically about one that's been friendly and wanting to come in. It's like, no, that's far too much to just ignore. So, hi, Han, how are you? So I thought, I can't ignore that. And actually, Hans has given me other bits of information and stuff about squirrels, which I've not had an opportunity to read yet, which I will, I promise. So a bit of reading material for me. I need to get on with that. So, it was odd though. Very odd. Very strange. So, So I've been squirreled.
You've heeded all.
I did, yes. But I've also had quite a nice time with gardening and stuff, because the weather hasn't been quite so ghastly, has it? Do you know, it's really noisy out there today.
I know.
Can you hear it? It's a big tractor going backwards and forwards, and they've cut the grass and they've baled it all up. and they're transporting and then coming back to transport the hay bales. That's
Oh, I see.
noisy.
It's surprisingly noisy for in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's tractors for you. So yeah, so that's what that is, thundering past my bloody window. So yeah, but I've been managed to get loads of things done in the garden as well, because it's, you know, been quite good, decent. And I trundled off to the garden centre on Monday, which was really nice actually. I spent some time with my friend. So, and if you're watching, Laura, hello. And yeah, so we went off to the garden centre, and thought, oh, I'll get something nice for the bees. And actually, what was really quite nice was I just sort of wandered about to see what was of most interest to the bees at the time. And it's like, right, okay, well, one of them, or one of them then. So yeah, so I came home with a few nice little plants. So yeah, it was quite nice, really. It's like, I'm just going to see what seems to be popular.
Yes, I mean, I've never seen so many bees as I've got this year. They are
Really?
everywhere. I've got damselflies, dragonflies, hoverflies, which apparently are also quite endangered.
Yeah,
All sorts of bees.
Mm.
But yeah, and the odd snail, you know, but generally flying things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what I haven't seen this year, and that's wasps.
No, I haven't either.
No, no. I mean, last year I was inundated with wasps because as the plums on the huge plum tree that I've got, you know, as they started getting riper and riper and then fermenting on the branch, of course, the wasps thought that was fabulous. And they were all buzzing backwards, forwards, upside down, roundabout, waving their legs in the air. Absolutely wrecked they were.
But there've been no plums this year, have there?
No, not very many. I've got the odd one or two, but it really is very, very few. But yeah, so this time last year they were, you know, sort of buzzing all over the place because they were, you know, absolutely drunk as lords. But not this year. So
It must be something to do with the wet May, the very wet May that we had, because I
yeah,
reckon that's probably when the, you know, important nest building and
yeah,
getting the generation going.
right.
I will probably get later ones, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's something to look forward to, isn't it? Lovely.
it's something to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, I've got gardening lined up for this weekend. I've got a lovely tree that actually sits in the stream, and but it's got ivy kind of strangling it, and I don't like to do it, but I know there's nothing nesting in it, and I've had to kind of try and stop the ivy, because otherwise the tree will then die and then it will fall over onto our sheds and everything. So I apologized profusely while I was doing it and explained why.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to save you.
So what have you done? Have you cut the vines?
Yeah, I've just taken sort of like a chunk out of the big vines. I think I've got most of them. I'll go and have another look.
Yeah, yeah. Another lorry. Not lorry.
It's a strange noises.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's a tractor. He'll be back in a minute. Come and get another lot.
Oh yes.
Yes. So it can be quiet here. It can be also very loud. And so, you know, the farm vehicles are not known for their eco-friendly quietness, are they? Yeah. At least it's not the Puma-mobile. That's the worst one.
What, the muck spreader? Lovely.
That's something else. That really is something else.
That's
you wake up in the morning and you're like, ooh, every single vent, window, everything. Oh God. And then you forget. You go outside and you're like, oh.
Assaulted by it.
Oh God. Yeah, it's got another one coming now. I think there's two.
Well, they just kind of. Well, it's got a squeak on it. That one.
Squeaky one. That
the wheel.
That was some weird bit of machinery going, and it was, I don't know what it was, but it was sort of round, and it had all these sort of like sticky out bits in it, but they were thin, sticky out bits. I think it's probably for like swirling and then gathering up the
Yeah, it would be part of the
grass.
harvesting thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if that's gone, maybe
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
maybe that's it for the rest of the day. Good. Let's hope so.
And we've got a waxing moon at the moment, haven't we now? Finally.
We certainly
Waxing
have.
present, so.
Yes. Did you get any magic done on the new moon?
No, I didn't.
You
Couldn't.
didn't.
No. No, I thought about it and then I couldn't think of anything specific enough. And I thought, if you can't think of anything specific, don't do it. It's obviously not. Yeah, normally my kind of approach to magic tends to be, it just comes to you, you need to do this. And hopefully the moon phase is in the right way so you can phrase it the right way to get maximum results. But I mean, I tend to, if I might save something up for a moon if it's something very specific, but if it isn't specific, no, I don't. I tend not to.
And sometimes you've got a certain urgency with things, haven't you? And you have to, like you say, you have to make do with whatever moon phase you've got, but then word it so that it's decreasing something that you don't want or increasing something that you do want, or
depending.
Whatever. You just word it appropriately, don't you? So you have to word it appropriately. And so on. I did some on the new moon actually, and was joined not only by all three of them. I was outside, and not only was I joined by all three Morgies, which is very unusual. Sometimes I'll get one, but very seldom get all three of them. But also around about 30 ravens decided that they were going to see what I was up to as well.
That's always a good sign.
It was like, okay. Yeah, exactly. And they squawked a lot. But so that was quite nice. And I was like, that was nice. Thank you for coming.
It would help gratefully received.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, okay, thank you very much. That was nice. So so that was Saturday, earlier Saturday morning, Sunday morning.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah,
Saturday morning. Oh, I don't know. I think it was Saturday morning before the squirrel incident. I've lost track of time, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't always know exactly what day of the week it is. It's one of these things when you work strange times. You don't have a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 thing, and I worked out that I actually tend to work a lot harder on weekends than I do during the week because of boot fairs, because of things that are going on. So it gets all out of whack, really. It's like, okay, Monday tends to be my quieter day when it's like I'm not doing too much today. I'm knackered from trolling around boot fairs.
Monday's a nice day for me. Because Monday is, I don't normally have work on a Monday, unless it's filming or something. But as I say, under normal circumstances, I don't have anything booked. And it's quite nice. It's very much a me day because I do my radio show. And then sort of, find something nice to do in the afternoon because I've got a bit of downtime. And this week, like I say, I went off to the garden centre with Laura, which was really nice. We had coffee and it was all terribly civilized. Red velvet cake was involved.
Oh, I can. Yes, I'd be with you.
You wouldn't, because it was the very last vegan thing they had. One of them.
Okay.
It was jolly nice, actually. And then drumming. So it's all very, very self-indulgent Mondays, actually.
You need one day a week a bit like that. You've got to get time out, or you end up.
It's kind of busy, and part of me thinks it's quite nice to just sit down and veg out at home and whatever. And obviously, I'm out from mid-morning until sort of 10 o'clock at night. So it's it's a long and busy day. It certainly isn't relaxing, but it's a nice day. I always really enjoy Mondays. It's always a really nice day because it's all about stuff that I like doing, and it's great.
Not work.
I really like it. So it was all good. Mind you, the drumming that we did on Monday was really awful.
Oh, really? Because I'm due to come back, but I'm probably going to give it a couple of weeks, and then I can come back, and I know I can come consistently because no, it was about numbers or masks. I can just get in there and concentrate.
So we're going back to normal as from the 26th.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd try it on the Monday.
Yeah.
I was thinking the
No,
week after. That's when I come back.
Yeah. So yeah, no, not yeah. It is the 26th, isn't it? Yeah. And in fact, we're having an open evening, which would be quite nice.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's, you know, all have to take somebody under our wing, so to speak. Say, hit that there.
Yeah.
That's it. Really,
That's it. Really. Just follow what everyone else is doing. You'll be all right.
When they hit it, hit it.
And when they stop, don't keep going.
Yes.
Because I've done that. You get so lost in it because it's so entrancing.
It really is,
That's
isn't
the
it?
problem.
Yeah.
Drumming
Yeah.
for me is a very mind-altering place to go, so I really have to be careful.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
go off
You
the
can't carry
fly.
away, can't you? Yeah. We should have been carried away Monday. We were dreadful, but
So many people have not been able to go. That's the thing. It's going to take a while to pull it back into shape. And
exactly, yeah. You know, and there wasn't that many of us. I think it was 7 or 8 of us, and you know, it was just, you know, it was what it was. You know, and there was a couple of people that had come back that hadn't been for over a year, and you know, you get rusty. You know, we've only been operating again for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, so 3 weeks. So, you know, we're all rusty. And then obviously, you know, the ones that came back Monday were very slightly more rusty than some of the others were. So
yeah.
we all had fun anyway. And it's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter.
No, it'd be interesting when they start doing events again, which that's the problem is I can come along to the drumming, but getting to the events is not always.
That's tricky, isn't it? Yeah.
Because I've got, weekends, as I say, tend to be ever so slightly. Let's see.
I've got a few events booked up already. I think it's 3 we've already got, which is cool.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the latest one's October. So, you know, we've got time to sort
Trying to get ourselves sorted out.
Yeah, so I'd say there's one in October. We've got one. I think there's one next month or September. There's definitely another one in September, but I can't remember whether the first one is August or September or.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see.
We've got time to, just do what we can, really. So.
And I saw they wanted dancers as well.
Sorry?
I saw they wanted dancers.
Yeah. It was quite funny, really, because I was watching. It was tribal drumming from. I think it was an African tribe, actually, although I wouldn't swear to that. Anyway, it was tribal drumming of some sort. But they were doing the dancing with the sticks, you know, when they kind of like, they move the sticks in, out, in,
we've
out.
Seen the videos, I think.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, said to the lady that runs our group, it's like, I'm guessing that's not quite what you had in mind, but it looks quite tricky.
It's painful if you get it wrong.
Oh, yeah, right across the ankle bone.
Flatter across your ankle bone.
Yeah, crunch. Oh, that's going to hurt. Yeah. I'll tell you what, learn blooming quickly, wouldn't you?
You weed yourself out of it quite, you know, you'll only end up with people who are good quite quickly.
And for those people that weren't very good, they'd end up with a few less toes, possibly. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. But it's amazing when you watch them do it, isn't it? Anyway, I don't think he's after that kind of dancer.
No, but it will add something if people are dancing around.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you know, sort of people to chivvy up the crowd, really. You know, nothing fancy or special, just to G everybody up while we're thinking about what we're supposed to be doing, really. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it'd be good, actually. And we want stick shakers as well.
Not easy to say. I'm not even going to attempt it with easy.
Definitely not. So yeah, old stick shakers. So yeah, it's all just, you know, sort of getting people involved, really. You know, we make a bit of money for charity, don't we? So, which is always good. So
it gets the energy up as well, because there are so many people. It's quite a sizable group, but the variation who's actually there and who can be there is huge, and I think that's quite difficult to run, to organise, to rely on. You know, you've got a core of people who you can rely on, and everyone else is sort of there and sort of there not.
Yeah.
But keeping the energy flowing, which is, you know, probably they wouldn't say that's what needs to happen, but that is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
To make it a magical experience rather than just it's a nice sound or not. Is takes some doing.
Yeah. But bottom line is, most important thing is, the reason the group's there is that we all enjoy ourselves. That's what it's for. It's not about the performances. And, yes, we do them and so on. But it's, it's so that we enjoy ourselves. But also it's so good for mental health because you can't think about other stuff that's going on. There's been so many professional papers written on benefits of drumming on mental health and so on and so forth too.
Impact, yeah.
And it's it's excellent. It really is. You're having a bad day, you go and bash your drum and you don't think about what a bad day you're having. You're concentrating, and it's that whole left right brain thing, and it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So
it is. It's joyful to do. Yeah.
Very glad I found them.
Yes, we just wish they were all a bit nearer because it's a long way for you now. It's a hell of a long way for me too.
It didn't used to be, of course, but I'm stick with it, and it's it's the price you pay. And I'm over in that sort of neck of the woods anyway. It's the downtime that's a bit tricky. On a Monday with Monday afternoon, it's like, okay, who shall I call on now?
Who's around?
Yeah, exactly. Who's about? Who can I go and irritate for a couple of hours? Yeah. Who's got a kettle and is willing to put coffee in a mug? Yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, I've been also making things. I haven't quite finished yet, but I've been making witch bells. So I've only got one bell on it at the moment. So as you can see, I've got the strings done.
Plaited.
But I was sitting in the garden doing them, and then I realised that I hadn't brought out the other bells. It's like, oh well, I'll put them on when I come in. So yeah, but they make a really nice sound.
Oh
yeah, so got pleased with them. So they'll hang quite nicely, I dare say. I'll have them on a door or over the front door or something. So yeah, good old witch bells, ward off evil spirits and ward off evil postmen and all that, Just nobody wants an evil postman.
well, no, that's very nice.
I think it goes with the territory, isn't it? I think almost all postmen are nice, aren't they?
Yeah, ours is perennially cheerful. I mean, the poor man, bless him, he's called Melvin, and he managed to get himself COVID.
Oh, no.
And he was away for about a week or so, and was like, "Is he all right?" And we all kind of had a bit of a whip round for him and took it up the post office, and then he's back again, and he's not quite so bouncy, but he still had a smile on his face.
Yeah. Aww.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's just always cheerful, no matter what the weather's doing.
Yeah.
I couldn't be like that. I'm not like that. I can be grumpy. I could be properly grumpy. But he doesn't appear to have that in his psyche at all.
In his remit.
No.
And is he perennially in shorts?
Oh, God, yes. Always in shorts. That's their uniform, isn't it?
I think they're allowed to wear long trousers if it's actually snowing.
Possibly. But then by then, they're so hardened to it. They probably have no need.
So. Yeah. I suppose also, if you're wading through 4 foot of snow, it's probably better to have bare legs because you can dry them off.
Possibly. We've got a biggie here from Frankie's Finds.
Ah, excellent. Right, okay. So I'm going to put this up, Frankie. Hang on. Here we go. Right, what can I do to calm my nerves and anxiety? My landlady is trying to bully me into getting out of my place in 2 weeks. Oh, my God. And I'm not handling this well. I'm not surprised is the answer to that. Wow. I like the way you've asked, because a lot of people have the whole knee-jerk reaction of, let's put a spell on it, let's put a hex on it, let's make her suffer. And clearly that's not your way of thinking. Counteractive, counterintuitive. So so well done for that. And it must be horrible for you. Valerian root's really good for calming your nerves. And obviously there's lots of things that you can buy in the chemist, like the Bach flower remedies. They're really good for calming your nerves as well. And various teas. Valerian root's good for tea. Did I say that already?
You said valerian, and vervain is good as well, isn't it?
Yeah, vervain, yeah. And chamomile and things like that, they do help And obviously they're not strong knockout drops, but they do help. And you can use that if you're thinking of doing any spell work. You can use that as well, whether it's to enhance you or to calm a situation down. I wonder why she's being so aggressive that way. Have you got an idea why she's being so aggressive and wants you out in 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Or whether
what's
she's
the
just
rush?
suddenly flipped over something, I wonder. Perhaps you could say. And also legally, it's worth
Yeah,
knowing what your legal situation
normally,
is as well, because that's an unusual thing for 2 weeks, isn't it?
normally, if you have a formal arrangement, you will have a contract, and there's a month's notice either side for a short-term let, but if
Yeah,
it's an informal arrangement and something's gone horribly wrong, then
yeah,
that's
obviously
much
that's
more tricky because you don't have the contract
mm,
to fall back on. But obviously it's a big situation. If
yeah,
it's something that's been going on for a while and it's come to this point,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
but yeah, if you can stay calm, you've got more chance of handling it a little better.
mm,
But
mm,
clearly, the key thing is to have something in place so that you can go somewhere if push
yeah.
comes to shove.
Mm.
But
What a horrible situation for you. I'm
yeah,
really sorry to hear that. That's horrible. Wow. Right, let's just hide that
right.
frustration mostly.
Mm.
She's put off retiring due to COVID and she wants to build on this site. Wow, but why the 2 weeks, I wonder? Isn't it funny how people suddenly, they're like, that's it, it's got to happen within 2 weeks. And the chances are of them starting in 2 weeks and a day of something are fairly remote, aren't they?
I mean, if she wants to build something on the site you're on, presumably you're on some land or something like that, but then she would have to get planning permission anyway. That's not quick.
No,
Um,
not.
there's obviously a financial aspect to this, and money often drives people to be, to behave with less than the correct amount of decorum required.
Yeah,
So maybe there is a massive financial situation she's got going on, and maybe there's something that can be done magically to help her resolve that so that she doesn't need to
yeah,
sell
yeah,
the site or build on the site to make more money. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other ways of
yeah.
framing a bit of
Yeah.
magic.
Oh, hi, Susie. I didn't see you come in. You
Yeah.
snuck in when you don't know, when we weren't looking.
Just snacking.
Hello.
Quite right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, she probably can't just do it, Frankie.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Legally as well, it depends how long you've been there and what the arrangement is.
Mm.
Might it be worth talking to citizens advice and seeing if they're, if they can offer any practical assistance as
Yeah,
well as,
yeah, definitely.
because that does sound like a hell of a situation to be in.
Mm. Oh, it sounds absolutely dreadful. Oh, I really pity you. That's really, really horrid. Yeah. Is it land that you're on, Frankie, I wonder, rather than it being a house
Sounds
or a
like
flat, maybe? Mm. Yeah. Either way, as Susie says, landlady's on a sticky wicket legally. So, yeah, speak to the council or at least the CAB, Citizens Advice. And they quite often will give you access to a solicitor, won't they?
they can do. I mean, obviously you don't want to be forking out money and stuff, but they
No,
can
but they quite
put you in
often
the
will
right
give you
direction.
access to somebody that will give you sort of a 10-minute legal advice and so on. So,
Oh,
yeah.
you're in the US.
Oh,
Okay, that's probably, you're in a trailer on her land. Yeah, I know things are very different in the US, and people
yeah,
can just build much more what they want on their own land.
yeah,
And you're on a trailer on her land, so there must be some financial arrangement. And even if it is a spoken verbal contract rather than a
yeah,
written one, she still has some obligation.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would imagine. Is
The
it your
bottom line
trailer?
is, though, I think maybe the point that we're missing is the fact that this lady, this landlady, is finding it all right and acceptable to bully Frankie rather than talk to her.
Yeah,
And I think that's the thing. So clearly she's being aggressive, and it's
yeah,
obviously quite understandably very, very upsetting. So yeah, calming your nerves, but also, there is work that you can do to calm her
it is.
so that she can talk to you in a civil manner. so that you can have a discussion and a proper grown-up conversation about what you can or can't do, and why the 2 weeks could that maybe be extended to give you a bit more chance to sort yourself out, because realizing that you need to go is one thing, but being bullied into the fact that you've got to go within 14 days, I mean, that's really, really tough,
isn't it?
Yeah, that really is.
And not feasible. I mean, I don't know if the trailer is yours or hers, or what if it's what that involves. But clearly, she's been benefiting from you being there, presumably financially, for some considerable time. So it's not really in her interest to do anything completely silly. So maybe, as you say, do some work for her to be able to see things with a bit of perspective might help too.
Yeah, exactly. Susie says, oh, having internet problems. No, I haven't read that actually, Susie. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Interesting.
No, I've not read that. The Drummers Were Ruined. No, I have to look that up. So yeah, definitely, doing some kind of, even if it's a visualization of you talking calmly over a cup of tea or something like that, that in itself can work wonders, actually. It's that whole calming energy of, it doesn't have to be aggressive, it doesn't have to be yelling and shouting or her doing underhand bullying tactics in order for you to go, but just speaking to you like a civilized human being, and talking it through, because that 2 weeks could then maybe turn into 3, which is more feasible, or it could turn into 4, which is much more feasible, or so on. Because I think the bottom line is, if she wants to do something with her land, well, she's entitled to, it's hers, but she's not entitled to make your life a living hell. I think that's the big thing.
And it's more difficult because the trailer is in fact the landlady's.
Oh, is it?
So it's difficult because you've got a great deal. I presume it was an informal arrangement that probably worked quite well at the time, but things change, and clearly COVID has put her in a bit of a funk. It's her trailer, and she's planning on having it towed away when you leave. Towed away to where?
Wow. Oh, really feel for you. That's really tough. God, I hope you keep us posted. Let us know how you get on with it. But certainly the herb wise, you've got, I'm sure there's people on here who can recommend some crystals that you might want to use as well. Come on, people. Put those crystals up. Come on, put those crystals up. But yeah, certainly things like valerian, St. John's wort, that's quite a nice one. Chamomile, obviously lavender and stuff. But I think valerian's probably about the strongest one, and it's really quite effective. But you can use that to remotely calm her too. You can drink it as a tea and burn it and all sorts of things. So yeah.
It does sound like the situation is probably going to happen at some point in time, but the 2 weeks is slightly ridiculous. So it's being able to renegotiate that when you're both in a calm place. So maybe that's the one to visualize, and that you get a decent amount of time that you have time to sort yourself out.
Yeah, definitely.
And something else will turn up. That's the thing. There will be another opportunity.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I really wish you every success and every luck with that.
Lots of luck with it, thank you, guys.
Wow. It must be really hard. Wow. Whew. Yeah. What's this one? Some guy wants it. Yeah. Well, I suppose it's one of those things, but it's just, wow.
Here comes Hans with carnelian and black tourmaline.
Here we go. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, carnelian, most definitely. I don't know much about black tourmaline. Carnelian, though, yes, definitely. Thank you for that. Yeah. See? Ask and you shall receive.
There's a lot of wisdom in this group.
And in these parts. Yeah, definitely. And of course, anyone else that's got any, any wisdoms that they'd like to share as well. Obviously, it's different being over in the States. I know, obviously, legally it's very, very different, but certainly on a personal level, we can all help. So, yeah, if you've got any other suggestions, then Yeah. If as well, Frankie, you want some guidance, obviously not publicly, then let us know. You can let us know in the comments if you want some, sort of after or whatever. If you want some bit more personal help, just let us know. Yeah. So yeah, in the corners of the trailer and by doors and windows, yeah, that would be good. That'll stop lots of the negativity coming in, sort of bounce it back to an extent, won't it? So yeah, and maybe I can't read the rest of it, and maybe focus on the energy on finding your ideal place to live. Yeah, because it's out there. It's out there.
Some better arrangement.
Yeah,
you did secure for a decent amount of time.
It's the time factor that's so harsh there, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody, in a few weeks' time, a few months' time, we're going to want this back, and find yourself somewhere. Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? But to say start being aggressive and bullying, it's like you've got to get out within 2 weeks. I mean, that's just
unthinkable, really.
Yeah, really. Wow. Yeah. But as I say, if you want anything extra from us, then just say. Yeah. Yeah. It's got. Oh, that's useful. Both crystals are self-cleansing too. Wow. I've got to muck around with that old moon nonsense.
I don't have to wait. Crack on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, off you go. Hopefully you've got something like that too. So that would be good.
It's amazing how much jewellery is made with carnelian in it.
That's true, actually.
There's a lot.
It's true. Yeah.
It's always handy to actually wear some, to actually wear a piece of jewellery with that stone on. That may help. Certainly carnelian's probably easier to come across than black tourmaline. I don't know, but I certainly know in the jewellery world you're more likely to find carnelian.
Yeah.
Or if you have a ring with it in, you can put it on, whichever finger seems right.
Yeah.
I know they all have correspondence.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Ideal place is difficult right now. I do have an inquiry into a place, but it has stairs and no place for laundry. So not sure if that'll work, but it's better than this. Yeah.
It might be a temporary measure while you're sorting yourself out.
Yeah. Because the right place is there, even if you do end up, in somewhere temporary, because, like you say, that place that you've made an inquiry with might not be ideal in the long term, but as a short-term fix, it might be the right thing just for the time being. Yeah. Wow. I really wish you luck. I really do. That's really tough. Yeah. Yeah. Sleep with it under your pillow. Or in the pillowcase too. Yeah, Hans, brilliant. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. I just can't get over the time frame and how somebody thinks that's an acceptable time frame.
Yeah.
Broad, aren't they?
Yeah, they think you can just up sticks and
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally evicting somebody because it's not like it's her own trailer where she could take it with her.
Yeah.
And, find another bit of land and no. That's like, how rude.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
I know the land, laws are different over there and legalities are going to be different. But, yeah, best of luck with it all. But it'll work out. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah. That's a really good idea as well. A vision board of photos for your ideal home. Yeah. Somebody that you and I know, she's been doing this particular home for years. This vision board with this ideal home on, and friend from Elephant and Castle.
Yes,
and
I know. I've seen the board. Yes.
It's every now and again, it kind of is like, wow, she's added something to it. I think, whoa, she doesn't want much. It's how many bedrooms?
Oh, it gets more fanciful with every time I've seen it.
It does. It's like,
but hey, dream big, why
yeah,
not? But
absolutely.
in reality, I always think somewhere will feel right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to take a few steps in order to get there. And,
yeah, rather than doing it in one fell swoop. But yeah.
I mean, I've never wanted to
going for the jugular with that one, isn't she? Good luck to her. That's all I can say. But I have to say, it's also an occupied house. So there may be reasons why she can't go there yet.
There's somebody happens to be still living there quite happily, presumably.
Yeah, and blissfully unaware that our friend is
Got their eye on
gunning
it.
for it. Yeah, got
Yeah.
designs on it.
Yes.
But
you
I
don't
say
know.
good luck to her. I say absolute good luck to her, and one day she'll get what she wants, or better.
Well, we all have different ways of doing things, don't we? And
Yeah.
that's the thing, is there isn't a right or wrong way. And if
Mm.
that's what gets your it's getting motivation to make changes. I
Yeah.
like little of things because I like that sort of very tangible thing. If I do this little thing, then that will change that, which will change that. Rather than
It's the whole
thinking,
butterfly effect there, isn't it? Mm.
yeah, to go for something very big, to me it's not what my life's about. Certainly
Yeah.
not this time round. It's not a necessity.
No.
I'm looking at a very pink sky here. That's why I keep staring out the window. There's a real pinky in the distance where the sun's just gone behind some clouds.
Mine will be all pink out that way.
Pink's not my favourite colour, but in the sky, yes, please.
Oh, you see, that's something a bit different, isn't it? Oh, yeah, definitely. It's different if it's in the sky. Definitely.
And we know
like when you get the pinky, the salmony pinky clouds and the purple sky. That's what I like.
They're amazing, aren't they? It's particular name for those. I can't remember it.
Yeah, I love it.
Red Sky at Night, Shepherd's Delight.
Yes. Not Angel Delight, then.
No, not Angel Delight. No. Don't do angels.
No, not Angel's Delight. Angel Delight. Remember that dessert?
Oh, I
The
couldn't.
really sickly one.
I thought it was the ghastliest stuff ever. And I grew up in the 70s. So, yeah, I mean, people thought that was a nice thing to eat. And there was a caramel butterfly here, but there was a butterscotch flavour. And it looked like the cat had a bad meal. It just, whoa, diarrhea colour. It was horrific. Just bad. Beyond
I quite like that, I'll have you know.
Well, you could have had mine.
I didn't like the pink one. You did have to get past the fact that it looked like a cat having a bad meal. You did have to get past that, I have to admit.
And the super neon pink one, was that meant to be strawberry flavour? I'd never met.
Oh no, there was a strawberry and a raspberry, so there were two different shades of pink, you know.
But they wouldn't have tasted any different.
Just sort of sweet and sickly, wasn't it? Yeah.
And you used to get that orange juice that you kind of got in a packet that you'd mix with water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, that was nice.
Sugar. It was all sugar.
No, that was really serious.
I didn't like 1970s food.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan.
No. Mind you, that was prime time for prawn cocktails, wasn't it? That was the epitome.
That's good. Party. I like a prawn. Well, obviously you don't, because you're vegan, but I do like a prawn cocktail. I think it's splendid.
Yeah, it was the epitome of a posh party, wasn't it? A prawn cocktail.
And the Black Forest gatto to finish.
Oh yes.
Another one of my favourites. I do like a good Black Forest gatto. But done well, they are truly amazing dishes. But done badly, as they so often were, nope.
Yeah. I must admit, a few years ago, and I did one of my trips around Europe in Bekie the camper van.
Oh, Betty. Yeah.
Bekie the camper van. And we went to the Black Forest.
Did you have gatto?
I need to have Black Forest gatto in the Black Forest. And Black Forest gatto in the Black Forest is exactly what I had. And my God, it was amazing. It really was.
We always get onto food.
Oh, God, it really was. It was enormous, actually. It was sort of layer. And
I'm sure it didn't beat you.
Oh, no, it didn't. Unlike the chips today, it didn't beat me. It took me some time, mind you.
But you have persistence.
And the tiny weeny thimbleful of coffee that it came with didn't cut it.
No, you need a mug full, proper mug.
It's a
decent cup of tea. Yeah.
And a really, really big glass of water to go with it. Boiling, please. I can just, yeah. So the tiny weeny cups of coffee that came with it just weren't what I was after. But it was just one of those things. It's like, you can't go to the Black Forest and not have a Black Forest gatto, can you? It'd be rude.
I guess not. No.
Yeah. And it was mighty fine.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. Yeah, it really was something else. Actually, it was delicious. It really was. So, if anyone's ever thinking about going to the Black Forest, have some. Highly recommend.
Words of wisdom for a witch.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Actually, the place that we went in was amazing. It was all kind of like, halfway up a mountain. And then it was a little coffee shop, cafe thing, at the back of a cuckoo clock shop.
Oh, but
It was
noisy at
amazing.
certain times.
It was, yeah. And it was lovely, all these different cuckoo clocks. And then you sort of had that, and then you had this view of the Black Forest while you, sipped your tiny weeny coffee and ate your whopping great piece of cake. It's lovely. Yeah, cafe to be remembered, that one. It was lovely. Yeah, happy times. Oh, if it's involving cake, it's always a happy time, if you ask me.
Well, yes. Yeah, cake is a good thing.
It's a very good
I haven't had cake in a very long time.
No, I hadn't had cake in a long time, actually. So having the red velvet cake on Monday, it was quite a shock to the system, actually, because I haven't had it for ages and ages and ages. But I'd planned on having something savoury, or otherwise known as lunch. And everything lunch shaped had been put away or thrown away, or both. And all that was left were a couple of ordinary cakes, and then this one tiny, it was only little, this tiny little red velvet cake, and it was the only one that was vegan approved. So it's like, well, I'll have that lunch then, please. And actually, it was very nice. But yeah, it was nothing lunch shaped at all. So I bought some crisps as well, because they were more lunch shaped.
Yes, I like cake, but I must admit, if I'm going to have some, I'd rather have it as the meal rather than try and shove it in after a load of food, because then it's not happening.
No,
if I have it instead of lunch, that's fine. That'll be lunch.
yeah. So that's exactly what happened. And then I got home at 10 o'clock at night and had beans on toast. So it was a marvellous day. Cake, beans on toast. What's not to like?
Exactly. That's the success of a day, that is.
10 o'clock, beans on toast. Yes. Oh dear. Well, I suppose it's time we signed off, really, as it's gone 9. God, we've rabbited on and on and on.
Yes.
But as we said before, Frankie, if you do want some help, just let us know, and we can, we can get in touch with you, or you can get in touch with us, and then we can, do things that are a little bit more, less public. So yeah, just let us know if you want some more help. Let us know. So I hope it goes well. We'll be thinking of you. And yeah, we'll see everybody else next week. So Heather, you're going to do your awkward wave while I click the buttons.
Awkward wave.
She's doing it. She's doing it.
Looks like I got 20 fingers, look.
Oh.